and welcome to this exciting episode of the MediaTech Podcast. Today I'm joined by Eric Jewell
Voila.
for the how many time now? And student Daniel. How's it going?
Hello, hi.
First time on the podcast, but you've been on a couple of videos so far.
Yeah.
First time caller, long time listener.
Yes.
So today it is January 29th, and it is just far enough in the beginning of the year that I figured we could go over our favorite movies of last year.
Yeah, especially since, it's Oscars are in about a week or so, week and a half, 2 weeks. And then we're taking our annual Oscar field trip as a department to go see all the Oscar shorts.
So cool.
So this is a good time to talk about movies.
Yeah, absolutely. And so these two guys have seen quite a few movies. I typically average one or two a month on a good month.
I average one or two a day. No, I actually go
close to it.
I go to between 3 and 5 movies every week
at
at the theater.
How about you, Daniel?
I probably watch a new film a week. That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Maybe
Well,
two.
that's still quite a
Yeah,
few.
the average American only goes like 3 times in a year.
In a year?
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Wow,
in
I
a
had
year.
no idea.
Yeah, they steal the rest.
Yeah. So 2 quick qualifiers for this podcast. First, we are in the lobby of MediaTek Dallas. I'm going to do my best later on to remove as much background noise as I can,
Right.
but surely you will hear something. So I apologize about that. And then second, big old spoiler warning. I'll put the movies and the time codes we're going to talk about in the description. So and we'll sort of preface each one before we really talk about spoilers. But just in case you want to skip through them or haven't seen the ones we're going to talk about, feel free to browse the description there.
I'm going to spoil everything.
Yeah. So my wife over there behind the camera might want to put on some headphones here in a minute. But anyway, I have a top 4. Eric has a top list.
40.
Yeah.
I just have a
I'm
top
Casey
10.
Kasem, and this is the top 40.
Should we start with big movies or small movies?
Oh, hold on. First, I got the 35 millimeter camera out just as a prop because we're talking about movies. And this is actually a copy of the camera that Night of the Living Dead was shot on.
Really?
But this is an American company called Cineflex, they copied the Airflex because for some reason in World War II we couldn't get German parts. I don't know why. So anyway, but I thought it was a cool little prop, and we show it off when we're looking at 35 millimeter movies.
How old is that camera?
This is it's based on an Arri 2C, but it's their version of it, and it's from the 40s, and it was actually used in the Air Force. This one was. Oh, wow. Anyway, I'm going to make a lot of noise when I drop it on this desk.
Now, we almost did decide to shoot the podcast on that, but I don't know if we have enough film.
Exactly. It only costs $50 a minute to shoot 35, so you got it in the budget. Just ask Tracy.
No worries. Yeah. All right, cool. So how do we want to start this?
Well, it's a good question. So I printed out the list of movies that came out last year from IMDb, and it also gets into movies coming out, which we probably won't get into. But and I've put little question marks by movies that I might want to talk about, and then I've highlighted movies that I saw. And there's a couple I want to mention that people didn't see and they should see.
Okay, let's start there.
But well, my big one that nobody saw that I loved, and I saw it 3 times in the theater, and I just got the Blu-ray, is Beach Bum with Matthew McConaughey.
I didn't see that, but it looked good.
Harmony Korine is a insane filmmaker, and it's just an amazing, crazy film. It'll make you want to be a beach bum. I mean, until the deaths start happening. But it really is a fun movie. I mean, for pure enjoyment and fun, I just about didn't have a better movie last year.
Wow.
Really?
So it's in my top 5 probably for the year. Yeah, it could be maybe top 10, but top 5 probably. So,
Wow.
and
awesome.
no one saw it, so go see it.
No
guys.
one really
I mean,
did
go
see it.
I am only vaguely aware that movie exists.
Yes,
Same.
it's crazy, but I just love it. It just from a sense of pure fun.
I mean, that begs the question. We talked about this right before we got on the podcast, but I fall into the trap of really not seeing movies that are not critically well received.
Yeah.
And specifically critically well received. Like if I tend to fall more on that side of it. Like if it has a really great audience score but not a great critic score, I probably won't like it as much.
Yeah.
At least it's my own stereotype.
Yeah.
How do you decide what to see? I mean,
I
if not
don't read the
everything.
critics.
Yeah?
I see movies before I have a chance to, because first of all, this is a plug for. I used to be on Movie Pass, of course, and all these subscription services. It's the legal way to see a lot of movies cheap. I'm going to keep hitting on that because I'm a film teacher. But it's, right now AMC has A-List, and it's $20 a month. You can see 3 movies a week. And you can go to their flagship theater, the one on... the one that costs like $18 on a Friday night.
Which one is that? The one in Plano, right?
No, it's the Village 9.
Oh, yeah.
It's really nice. But you could go see 3 $18 movies a week, $20 a month.
Do you get to pick your seats with that plan?
Yeah, everything.
Wow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
It's
Sounds like a good deal.
It's a really good deal. I mean, now every week they erase. Cinemark's got one where you just get one a month, and it builds over time. So if you don't go, you can use it later, and that was cool too. I'm on all of them.
Yeah.
And the guy who made MoviePass has a new one called Pre-Show. They're working on. You can be in my top 60 friends, and I'll get you in on it when it happens. But you watch a 15 or 20 minute fun movie, but it's an ad, and then you get a free movie.
Oh, wow.
So
that's interesting.
But it monitors your eyeballs.
Oh.
Does
so
it
the
really?
moment you do this, it stops.
Oh my God.
That's cool.
That's scary.
I don't know if it's cool.
I don't know about that.
But I don't know if I want to be beholden to that. I was trying to trick it the other day by watching a movie about Beyond It, but
Did it
see
work?
if it could tell deep
If
focus. It didn't catch me most of the time. Some of the times it did.
Hopefully the guy's not listening to this.
He probably is. Sorry, I was just testing your product. It was beta. Yeah, so I'm able to see a lot of movies for free or cheap that way because it can get expensive, obviously. But I would go anyway. That's my big hobby. I love going to the movies and making movies, but going to the movies.
How about you, Daniel? Are you on any of those, or how many do you see?
So I used to work at Studio Movie Girl.
Okay.
And I'm just so good friends with them. I can just go see a free film whenever I want. Like I'll just walk in and just watch a film.
Until they see this.
Yeah. And then I also live right next to the Angelica, so I can just go there and I just watch like whatever it's on, whatever's playing. So
Cool. Yeah. Is there a standout for you from last year?
Parasite.
Parasite.
That movie
Definitely want
was
to talk about that one.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Right. I saw it the week it came out. See, I see a lot of Asian films too, and Koreans make the best right now.
Yeah.
Then Chinese, then maybe Japanese. Right now, it changes over time. But I saw that the week it came out, and I'm like, this is like the best movie, and I thought it was going to go away because it started to go away, and then it caught up steam.
Yep.
And then it came back out, and then everybody's seeing it, and it's
Fantastic.
I don't know if it's my number one or number two.
Really? It's that high up? Wow.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good, but I've found 3 other movies from last year that topped it, and they're all big ones. So here comes
All right,
cliche.
let us know.
Endgame. I'm just joking.
Number 3, Toy Story.
Okay.
Was awesome.
Toy Story 4, good.
Number 2, blanking on, but number 1, 1917 for sure.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
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 1917 is probably my top. I think it'll win the Oscar for the year.
I'm hoping Parasite, but I really don't think it has a chance.
Well, Parasite should win the best foreign.
Best foreign. Yeah, it's gonna win best foreign. But I think either Once Upon a Time is gonna win best picture. Personally.
Really? That would be really cool to see Tarantino get that.
Yeah. I can see that.
So that's
was really good.
obviously in my top as well. I mean, it's a fun movie. It's a lot of fun movies. I tell you that when I go back and look at this list, I see a lot of not much stuff at the beginning of the year, and I remember the year starting thinking, "Wow, what a stinker for movies!" and putting on my old man
And
glasses.
Us is on there.
Us, yeah, and I marked Us as one that I liked a lot. Ones that I have question marks by that I just want to talk about are Alita, Battle Angel, and Captain Marvel. Did
Okay,
y'all
let's
see
stop
one
there.
of those?
So I saw them both. I
Okay.
really liked Alita, and
Same.
I'm not a huge fan of Robert Rodriguez's movies. I
Right.
love the guy. He is
Right.
the cool, like the
Right.
most interesting person. But
Right.
that's the first of his movies in a while that I watched, and I was like, wow, this is good.
I was shocked I liked it as much as I did because I didn't think I was going to. I just something about it and what it's based on, and I didn't really care that much. And I did like it, but I didn't love it. It's not my top 10.
Agreed.
It's not my top. Yeah,
Well, it might make my top 10. No, probably not.
I think it's my favorite Rodriguez movie
Yeah.
of all time.
Is it?
Really?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Wow.
Mine's Spy Kids 1. Isn't that
Yeah.
weird?
Is it, or you're
I
not
love
saying-
Spy Kids
you're-
1.
You're
I, mean,
not,
I love El Mariachi, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but Spy Kids 1 is just my favorite fun movie of his.
what did you think of Alita?
Well, From Dusk Till Dawn.
yeah.
One of those two.
Of Alita Battle Angel,
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked the animation with the big eyes. I thought I wouldn't enjoy that when I watched the trailer, but the more like I sat down and was watching it, I grew to like the animation style for it.
Me too.
It's a good story.
I think that it fell into the trap that he falls into a lot of, like being over the top for the sake of being over the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I really liked it.
Yeah. Well, what about the superhero movies that came out at the beginning of the year? So you got Shazam and Captain Marvel, and this isn't a superhero, but he might as well be. John Wick 3.
Yeah.
So what about those movies? Did y'all see any of those?
I did. I thought Shazam was good, but just forgettable, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I forgot it even came out this year.
I'm just happy to
honestly.
see a good DC movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Shazam. I like it better than the others.
Me too.
Agreed.
I have a controversial opinion about Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
But you hate Blockbuster and you didn't like it.
No, okay. This is gonna sound like I'm an a-hole, but
But you are. So.
I feel like
No, just
it
kidding.
falls into the same thing that Wonder Woman did, where I honestly feel like it's a great movie,
Yeah.
but if it wasn't female-led, it would be considered an average superhero movie.
I see what you're saying. Well, it's the whole hashtag Me Too thing this last few years, and I mean, awesome.
And I love seeing it. Like I'm
yeah.
not dogging it
Yeah.
at all for it being a female-led movie, and there needs to be more of them.
Yeah.
But I feel like because it is a female-led movie, it's judged
As-
slightly higher than it would be
Yes.
otherwise.
Maybe you're
Yes.
right. I mean, I thought Captain Marvel was a great, fun film.
Me too.
But it's not one that I'm chomping at the bit to see a lot again.
I like
Yeah.
Shazam better,
I like
Agreed.
Shazam better.
Agreed.
Too, as
and
well.
Endgame also came out.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was the end game.
It was fine.
It was as good as it could have been with that many characters.
It's fine.
I mean, the amount of things they had to wrap up in one movie
Yeah.
is insane.
Although I just hate that it's like time travel. You know, like that's the only thing that could possibly.
Well, I'm
fix
a
what
sucker
happened.
for time travel. So
Yeah, I love
Same.
time travel. It just feels like a
like
fix all.
AD
Sometimes.
Assassination AD 33.
God.
Do you know about that? It's out right now. We just watched the preview. We're thinking about seeing it.
Assassination 8033.
Yeah,
I want to see it.
it is insane. It's only at one theater right now.
Is it good or?
I don't know yet.
Oh, you haven't seen it.
It's
It's-
a Christian scientist makes he makes time travel, and his Muslim boss goes back in time to assassinate Jesus, so Christianity will never exist.
I'm sold.
It's and it's done on a low budget, which makes it more fun.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, where is
So
it playing?
It's playing
Angelica?
Studio Movie Grill.
Of course.
Wow. All places.
Yeah. So anyway,
Is that a national chain? People may not
they-
know what that is.
The Studio Movie Grill is growing, and they're in a
Yes.
lot of other states now.
Okay, cool.
But they're kind of like the Alamo in that they're not all over the place yet.
Yeah, it's like for those that may not know, it's like a dine-in theater. It's probably a little lower on the totem pole in regards to dine-in theaters, but it's still a good place.
And
to
it was
see a movie.
Dallas's first. I mean,
Yeah.
the Granada, which turned into that, and so yeah, it's Dallas's first chain. We had it for a long time before the Alamos ever made it up here. But what about John Wick? Anybody see John Wick?
I did.
I
Not.
did.
What did you think?
I thought it was fine. It's a good. It's not my favorite out of the three, but I still think it's a good. It was a good film nonetheless. A good action film, fun.
I think they're great action movies.
Yeah.
They're fun. Just like I love Mission Impossible movies. They're fun action movies, and
Agreed.
I'm supposed to be a film teacher, so I'm supposed to be highbrow, but honestly, I like regular movies as much.
I learned something the other day about the director of John Wick.
Yeah.
So when the movie The Crow was being made, when Brandon Lee was killed, the director was a stunt double to play the Crow, and they CGI'd his face to be Brandon Lee. And I thought that was super cool.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just read it the
That's
other
cool.
day.
That's pretty insane.
So this page of lists and the slots 40 through 70 of movies that came out last year, I've got highlighted Toy Story, and one that I really want to talk about, Yesterday, Spider-Man
yes.
Far From Home, The Art of Self-Defense, which y'all didn't see.
I did not.
And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So any of those y'all want to talk
Toy
about?
Story was amazing.
Yeah.
Probably the best of the four in my opinion. Maybe
really?
except for the first one.
I
And
really want to see that movie.
the amount that Pixar is able to up themselves with every movie in terms of
Yeah.
the image is just insane.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with a Toy Story movie. They're all great.
And I don't cry often, but I cried at the end of that
Right?
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me too.
But
I anticipate crying at the end of Assassination AD 33 as well. That I just lost $7, $10,
Yes.
whatever. Okay, sorry. Now I forgot. This is a movie that I keep saying everything's in my top 5. At some point, I'm going to run out of top 5s.
Yes.
Top 10 for sure. Yesterday.
I wanna see it, but I haven't
It's
yet.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I was on a plane the other day and it was on there, and I did not watch it.
Yeah.
And that was dumb.
Well, maybe a plane's not the best place to watch it, but you should watch it.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's great. I don't know what else to say about
Yeah,
it.
The
it's
director
just-
has
if
done
you like-
other.
Even if you don't like the Beatles, it's a good film.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't remember what else that director's done.
It's not the Slumdog
Oh,
Millionaire guy, is it?
I think it is Slumdog Millionaire. Yeah.
It feels the same. Like
Yeah.
it feels like it should be that guy.
Danny Boyle?
Isn't it?
I can't remember.
It's been a minute.
we got phones. We got computers in our
right? I got
pockets.
this.
Let's figure it out. Spider-Man Far From Home. Did y'all like that?
Liked it.
was okay.
I liked it.
Predictable.
Yeah.
Like it's.
I mean, I like the twist at the end. That was really cool.
Agreed, but I kind of don't like, and I don't. This might just be me, but that the villain Mysterio, like anybody that knows Spider-Man knows that he's gonna
Yeah.
be a villain.
Yeah.
And I just don't like that they try to trick you that he's not for the first half, and you know it's coming.
Yeah.
But
Isn't that what they did in Iron Man 3?
Yes.
it was. Oh shoot! I'm on the Beatles song, not the.
Right. While you're doing that, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think we all can agree that we liked.
Really liked it.
Yes.
Yeah. It was Danny Boyle.
Danny Boyle.
It was.
Okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. You got it first.
All right.
Where were we?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes, I really liked it. I think it's in my top 3 Tarantino movies.
Yeah. I would agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Top
What are
3
your
for
other
sure.
ones?
Inglourious Bastards and Django. Although Pulp
Really?
Fiction
Yeah.
is above, so it's probably, I think Once Upon a Time is my 4th favorite.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction's it for me. Glorious is great.
Inglorious Bastards and Kill Bill 1
It
and
really
2.
doesn't have any that I don't like.
I don't
Yeah,
like
I
the
mean-
Kill Bills.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like them, but I haven't seen them since they came out. So.
But those are the only ones of his that I'm not a fan of.
Yeah.
And I think Jackie Brown deserves more love.
Oh yeah, Jackie Brown
Agreed.
definitely deserves more love.
Yes.
I love that movie. The Art of Self-Defense. I don't remember the director's name, but it's a pseudo kind of low budget, but it has what's his name? from?
Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Gotcha.
And he's just this what Jesse Eisenberg always is, this meek, mild guy, unless he's playing Lex Luthor for some reason.
Yeah. Gross.
He's this meek, mild guy who's got to become a man. I guess sort of the Fight Club scenario. But it's a crazy, fun story, and it had hints of that movie, the karate movie with I'm forgetting Eastbound and Down guy. Oh man, I'm losing it now. Never mind.
You lost it.
I lost it. This is me getting old.
See,
And seeing too many movies is the problem.
Yeah.
That's another one from last year that I'm only vaguely aware that it
Yeah,
exists.
and I think you'll enjoy it if you see it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I really do. It's not my favorite, but one I've put a question mark by is It Chapter 2.
Wait, how did we get this? We'll talk about that in a second, but how did we get this far without Joker?
Because Joker's was later in the
Well,
year.
Joker's later in the
Oh,
year.
that was
Yeah.
by
Right.
critic review. Is that
This is just
chronologically?
chronologically.
Oh,
Yeah.
got it.
Right, so we're going down the year. So there's It Chapter 2 is one I put a question mark. What do
I
you
need
guys
to
think?
see it. I haven't seen it.
was
I love
not
the
a
first
fan.
one. I love the first one. I haven't seen the second one. I don't know
Really?
why.
was not a fan.
And of course, Hobbs and Shaw, Fast and Furious.
No, I'm good.
Wait, I want to talk about It Chapter 2.
Okay.
What do you
All
guys
right.
think about it?
First off, we have students here that you should check out if you haven't
Absolutely.
seen it. A short film where they made their version of Chapter 1 of It, the book, because it wasn't in the original miniseries. Chapter 1 wasn't, and it wasn't in It Chapter 1. So they made their short film over the summer. Daniel worked on it a lot.
Yep. I'm like
It's
50
really
hours
good.
And it's
on it.
really good.
Yeah.
And they made their movie, came out in August, and then suddenly It Chapter 2 came out, and they did that chapter at the very beginning.
Yep.
So you get to compare our students' work to the real thing,
Yeah.
to the Hollywood version.
it's great.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I enjoyed It Chapter 2 and It Chapter 1. They're not my favorite movies of all time, but I enjoyed them. I'm not crazy about the endings of both of them, ironically. But as movies, I enjoyed them. What about you, Daniel?
I just this part 2, it was just too long. Certain things just didn't flow. The pacing was off for me. But the ending, the fight sequence was fine. Other than that, I just feel like it was forgettable.
Did you like the first one?
I did like the first one a lot.
I think that's my top. I don't know if you could really call it a horror movie, but it's definitely maybe my favorite horror movie, if you could call it a horror movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd put it on there.
would.
It's a good choice.
Now, what about it's a movie that starts with a J and it has a standout actor performance?
Joker.
I'm, of course, talking about Judy.
Oh no!
like, wait, what are you getting
no,
at?
I have not seen it.
Y'all didn't see
I
Judy?
did not.
The movie I thought was average, but I thought Renee Zellweger was amazing.
Yeah,
so
she's-
she was really good in it.
she has an
Now
Oscar
let's talk about
nomination.
Joker.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Obligatory. We get an awesome. We get a and for me we get a
Seriously?
Yeah.
yeah. I
Oh my God, you
I
guys.
felt like the ending, the third act is amazing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And I think the beginning, first and second act are, he's crazy. Hey, Did we mention he's crazy? Hey,
Yeah.
he's crazy. Hey, look, guys, he's crazy. Let me tell you how crazy I am. He's crazy. Look, guys, he's crazy. We get that for two. We get that for 2 acts. Then finally, we get a cool ending.
I like that it tackles mental illness.
He's like, I disagree.
Well, yeah, I like that it tackles mental illness in like a really semi-realistic way.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think that's tackled enough. So I think
Right.
that it's. I can see how that can be obnoxious, but I really liked it, and the
People loved it.
performance
Yeah.
was second only to Heath Ledger.
I just don't like that it knocked Deadpool out of the highest grossing R-rated movie of all time.
I'm
I'm just kidding.
I just think it don't deserves like that much hype, but I think it's fine.
I think he deserves best or best actor.
I would say
Yeah, I
him
agree.
or Adam Driver from Marriage Story, personally.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah.
that line that he gave at the end was super great.
I need to see Marriage Story. So of the 9 Oscar nominees, Marriage Story and Little Women are the only 2 I haven't seen yet.
I haven't seen Marriage
Little
Story
Women.
or Little Women.
Yeah.
But I've seen all the others, and I'm really voting for 1917.
Agreed. 1917 was
I'd
fantastic.
be okay with Parasite.
I don't think
Agreed.
I think we've passed chronologically El Camino, haven't we? Because
Yeah,
that
well, El
wasn't
Camino,
theatrically released.
It wasn't theatrically released. Netflix does release a lot theatrically. But for that one, they didn't. And
I don't think they expected Oscar contention on it.
I guess not. And as much as I love Breaking Bad, I haven't seen El Camino yet.
What?
I have not
Yeah.
either.
Oh
Just
my
sitting
God,
there
you guys!
on Netflix.
It's super good.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Breaking Bad and Saul fan.
Yeah. And I like Saul, but I've stopped watching it.
I like Saul better than Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Really?
And I thought El
interesting.
Camino was fantastic. And the only gripe I have is that the actors clearly have aged. And
Right,
like
right.
the one
It's
that's
supposed to be the day after
because
that.
Todd is a huge part of El Camino.
Yeah.
And he has gained because he had a role in another movie. He gained probably 40 pounds over how he was with Breaking Bad, which was a little obnoxious. But once you get past it, it's so good.
Okay.
Watch it.
Okay, well, I will. I want to talk about a movie that was not great, but I want to talk about it because of the way it was made, and that's Gemini Man.
Okay, didn't see it.
So Gemini Man was shot at 120 frames a second and released at either 60, and they said in some places 90 frames per second. And all I can say is when I saw it in a theater like that, I thought that it made Will Smith seem like the worst actor ever. And it made all the actors seem like they were terrible. And it made the movie something about seeing that high frame rate. I don't know if you saw The Hobbit that way, but it makes it go, ugh.
I mean, I get the argument that 24 is an arbitrary number at this point, right? But it's how it is.
It's the number we're used to in our
and
eyes.
it looks good that way. And I understand you see more fluid movement or whatever with higher frame rates, but I used to think I was all gung ho about, man, let's go to 60 or 48, but now I don't think that at all.
Yep.
No, me either. And Ang Lee is the only one who's like pushing it really big time. And I just don't. I saw it in the high frame rate, and then I went and saw it at 24 with someone else, and a person who had no idea about it when they saw it at the high frame rate with me, they thought, "What is wrong with this movie?" And then when I saw it with other people at not as high of a frame rate, they seemed to think it was okay.
James Cameron, I think, is producing the next 3 or 4 avatars in high frame rates, I think.
Parasite, I think we all can agree.
Yes.
right?
Really good.
You got to
Fantastic.
see it. If you haven't seen it,
Really,
you should see
really
it.
good.
Best story I've ever seen on just class in general.
right.
You know, the class struggle of poor and rich. And then I've got a few on here I've done marked Jojo Rabbit, Zombieland Double Tap, Motherless Brooklyn, Dr. Sleep, Ford versus Ferrari, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Man, I
Those
need
are
to
all
see
ones
half
I
of
like.
those.
If I were to pick out of those what I like the most,
gonna say Doctor
it would be
Strange.
Dr. Sleep.
Oh yeah, Doctor Sleep. Yes.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I like
That
it better
film
than The
is
Shining.
So good.
Whoa.
I like it
It's
better than
pretty
The
good.
Shining,
That's
and
shocking.
that's a film teacher saying that, and I shouldn't be saying that because we're talking about Kubrick here. But
I love
I'm
Ewan
just saying,
McGregor, but
It's
I haven't
different.
seen it yet.
It's different. I don't know if you ever saw 2001 versus 2010,
Yep.
and people always gripe about 2010.
I like that.
But 2010's a great, fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not 2001, and it's
Yeah.
the same with this. It's not supposed to be The Shining. It's just a fun, good movie.
Now, what do you think of Jojo Rabbit? Because I think I haven't seen it, but that's like number 1 on my list right now.
I saw it 3 times, and it wasn't because I wanted to go see it 3 times. It's just because people I was with wanted to see it, and I liked it. Did you see it?
I unfortunately did not see it.
Oh wow!
I really want to see it. I love that director.
Yeah.
Taika Waititi,
Yeah,
right?
right. I think you'll like it, guys. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a fun. I say fun. It's got some sadness to it too, but I think you'll like it. Motherless Brooklyn's one nobody saw, right?
Yeah, no one.
With I don't think anybody in the world saw it.
I've never heard of that one.
With guy who played the Hulk in Fight Club. Come on.
Oh, Edward Norton.
Edward Norton.
Oh, that's his new movie. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's been out. It's already come and gone.
Oh, wow.
But he plays a guy that's got like a special needs problem, but he can solve some crimes because of it.
Oh, wow.
And it's in the 40s or 50s. I think the 50s. It's fun. It's a good movie.
Really?
I enjoyed it a lot. But Ford versus Ferrari, liked it a lot. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood,
Another
liked it a lot.
one. Both of those are also on the top of my list to see, but I haven't seen them
We're
yet.
getting to the end of 2019.
We're
One
hitting
Ferrari.
Star Wars, aren't we?
Yeah, and Knives Out is one people talk about a lot. I don't know if y'all saw Knives
I
Out.
did see Knives Out.
Man, did you
I
like
liked it. I really
I
did.
like Ryan
liked it.
Johnson.
Yeah.
I like Ryan Johnson when he's not directing Star Wars movies.
Oh my
Agreed.
God! Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
We're about to open the
can
Star
of
Wars
worms.
can of worms.
Right. So my favorites of the last three is Force Awakens first, then this last one, Rise of Skywalker, then the second one.
I could not disagree with you more.
Okay. Go for it.
Well, I want to hear Daniel first.
I personally liked Rise of Skywalker better than the new ones, and then it goes Force Awakens and then Last Jedi.
See, I thought The Last Jedi was far and above the best of the three, like by a wide margin. And then
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker, and then Force Awakens. And
I don't know. I can't go there.
It was
I'll tell you
different.
something else I'm going to argue with you about is that to me, Solo is one of the better movies.
Agreed.
Love
Agreed.
Solo.
It was
Love it.
fantastic.
it might be my
I don't
least favorite Star Wars movie.
I don't understand this opinion. My brother's the same way.
Yeah.
It's like people who like Trump or don't like Trump. The other side
Yeah.
goes, I don't understand, and that's how I feel about Solo because I just watch it and think, my God, this is great.
It is.
It's
super
a fun action movie, but that's not why I like Star Wars.
He's like, this guy's not Han Solo.
No.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
it.
that he did great.
Yeah.
I think that his performance was as good as it possibly could have been. But no, I thought that The Rise of Skywalker, especially after the leaks from the other script, the original one, and that one seemed much like it had a way to go, but that story seemed much more interesting to me than The Rise of Skywalker. My biggest problem with the three, I just wish that JJ did all three.
Agreed.
And I think that it would have been much better because I think
Yeah.
that it's like one, they had nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
completely different movies.
Yeah.
And like if they were going to commit to Palpatine being back, why didn't they do that? At least hint at it.
Yeah.
And then I just thought it was a mistake. And and I think that's the biggest problem with Lucasfilm right now and Disney is that they need one vision on it.
Yeah.
And my wife wants to know what you guys think of Midsommar.
Oh, dude, I loved it. I'm sorry.
Was that
Oh
last year?
yeah, Midsommar.
Yeah.
Why is it not even on this
Yeah,
list?
or
Did I
the
miss it?
Lighthouse. Or
Well, Lighthouse is on here, but I missed that. I haven't
Didn't
seen
see
the
Lighthouse,
Lighthouse.
and
Midsommar was
I'm too
extremely
queasy.
weird. I like movies
loved it.
that are weird. So everybody I saw it with hated it.
Yep.
I didn't hate it as much as they did.
I read the script. I did not watch it because I don't think I can.
Stomach it.
Yeah.
Did you watch Hereditary?
Yes.
Okay. I think Hereditary was a bit more extreme in my opinion, but
In terms of graphic?
just more atmosphere, like make you feel like more unsettling. Midsommar is more kind of like it's just super bright, so it makes it feel uncomfortable. And then like the certain scenes that happen, I feel because I just literally just watched it like 2 days ago. It's just super like unsettling.
Did you like it better than Hereditary?
No. Hereditary is by far my favorite.
You guys hit one that everyone's seen that I haven't, which is
Hereditary.
Hereditary. Yeah.
It's
Oh,
really
man.
good,
I
but
know.
I read the script to Midsommar,
Yeah.
and just purely based off of that, I like it better than Hereditary. It was
Okay.
I had a lasting impression after reading that one, and
Yeah.
that does not happen to me very often.
So really quickly to finish up, I want to follow up on two things here. Of course, we haven't talked about Bombshell or 1917 particularly, but 1917, of course, we all loved.
So good.
You go see it. I think it'll win the Oscars. Personally.
and see it in IMAX too, or
Right.
some sort of loud,
Right.
big theater.
And then, I mean, Cats.
oh yeah,
Cats, right? I'm saying if you're gonna go see a movie high,
did you actually see it?
no.
Yeah.
No, I haven't. But if you're going to go see a movie high, I'm assuming that's the one to see. Now, I'm going to end the year, but before I end the year, I want to go back to the beginning of the year. We didn't talk about the first big movie of the year, which was Glass. Did anybody?
Glass.
I did see
Like
Glass.
Glass? I did not see
I liked Glass
Yeah.
a lot.
And did you like of the three? Which one did you like the best?
Split was my
Split?
personal favorite.
I saw Split and I really liked it.
Okay, and did you see the first one?
No, that's the
Unbreakable?
only of them that I saw.
Okay, so
Unbreakable's
I
really
probably like Unbreakable the best, but I do like Split and I like Glass,
Yeah.
but they're okay. The last movie I want to talk about, it's got my namesake in it,
Richard Jewell.
Richard Jewell.
Clint Eastwood.
Right. I liked it for a few reasons. One, it's a great movie and Clint Eastwood's a great director. Two, it's got my last name in it.
Yep.
Three, I went on my first date with my new girlfriend in that to see that, and it's great.
Nice.
So
That's awesome.
It's good. I got good memories of that movie. Right?
So to sort of wrap up, if you had to do top 5.
Top 5 for me is going to be 1917,
Yeah.
followed by Parasite, followed by Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, followed by
Yeah, I have to look through that too to get mine.
I made my list.
Go ahead with yours.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5. Oh, I just want to give a shout out real quick. Dead Don't Die was a fantastic
Dead Don't
film.
Die. We didn't talk about
yeah,
that.
It was a fantastic film. It's a very meta film.
Yeah.
Super funny. But my top 5 is Marriage Story, Knives Out, Midsommar, Lighthouse, and Parasite.
In that order?
Yep.
Wow. Marriage Story. We didn't talk about that, and I haven't seen it.
It's on Netflix, so you can see it.
It's good. My only complaint with it is that it had really bad ADR. Like in 2 scenes that it took me out of it for a minute, and I was like,
That's kind of weird.
I know.
That's like never a complaint I hear about movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. 1917, Parasite, Once Upon a Time. I'm going to go with. I already forgot again.
I know. I can't.
It's hard to. I'm going to go with Yesterday
He's got the old timer's disease.
and The Beach Bum. I do.
Interesting.
Isn't that a weird choice?
That is.
And if I had another one, I would put in Dr. Sleep.
Although I think Daniels was more out of left field.
Yes.
For me, number 1, 1917. Just that movie was so
Yeah.
incredibly visceral. 2 might have been Toy Story. I really liked it.
Great.
I had low expectations for it, but when I watched it, I was actually like, this is a good little 4th movie for it.
3 was probably Parasite. 4 was Once Upon a Time. And I might put Alita at 5, which is kind of weird. But I really did enjoy it. It's probably not like a movie that would typically be someone's 5th favorite of the year, but I really, really did enjoy it.
All right, so we should wrap this thing up. And if we can wrap it up with one agreement thought that we all agree on, is that you should go out immediately and see Assassination 33 AD
Right. Agreed.
and 1917.
And let us know what you think, mainly of the first one. But, all right, cool. Well, thank you so much for watching or listening to this episode of the MediaTech Podcast. Normally here I give a quick spiel about MediaTech, but we've got the perfect man to do it for you.
Oh, yeah. What's my spiel? Well, my spiel is come out and check us out. Take a tour. Look at us. Come experience it. We've even got free classes that happen from time to time that you can come in on a Saturday and do. Talk to Daniel.
Yeah.
But man, the fact is that if you're into movie making, you're into recording arts, and you're into recording music. You're into web stuff,
Acting.
Animation,
we got acting,
makeup.
animation,
Yeah,
makeup.
so many.
So many things.
Yeah.
Come out and check the school out. Give us a tour, and
fun.
you will love it. I know Daniel does.
Yeah, it's okay.
And be sure to subscribe to this channel if you're on YouTube. We do so many other cool videos. We do little mini docs about graduates, student of the month things. It's youtube.com/MediaTech Institute if you are listening elsewhere. And we'll see you guys again next week. We're going to also do some of the audio teachers' favorite albums of last year. And later on, I'm shooting a podcast, Premiere versus Final Cut,
Nice.
the everlasting
Nice.
debate. And also, we're going to do a Pro Tools versus Logic. So again, subscribe, and we'll see you again next week.
Nice.